look at you.
I was making you laugh.
I was looking at our guest. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
He made me excited.
That's
I was
all right.
excited he's here.
You should be. You should be. We're not getting into it yet. Hold on.
We're not going to get into it.
You're always jumping the gun.
I'm jumping the gun.
Calm down.
I'm jumping the gun.
Calm your soul. Deep breaths. Calm body.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
We're on Let's Talk About It.
Yes. With Terry and Ashley.
Yes.
I messed that up.
Talking about Fayette County.
Yes.
And all the wonderful things that Fayette County has going on and the people, the places, the things, everything.
Everything beautiful, Fayette.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Rick.
That's good.
Man behind the camera.
You look wonderful.
And you do as well.
Thank you.
Listen, big strides for Rick and I. We handshook.
You shook. She shook your hand, Rick.
I already forgot that happened. When did that happen?
It was
no hug, but
it was an ironic handshake. We were at a conference.
Was it by accident?
No, we were at a conference and we came in different, separately. And I was like, "Oh, are you Fayette TV? Hey, me too."
I felt bad I didn't save you a seat.
That's fine.
Oh my goodness! So at least you shook his hand.
I'm always making new friends, Rick. You don't gotta say me no seat.
Maybe someday, Rick, you'll get the hug.
Maybe. I'm not holding my breath though.
We hug every time. When I see Rick, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Why you don't hug him?
Huggers.
It just doesn't make. I don't know.
Anyway,
go ahead.
At the conference, Rick and I were at. We actually had an interesting conversation in the room that I wanted to bring in here, and it was AI technology. It's happening everywhere.
It is. It's a big thing.
But they brought up an amazing fact I never even thought of, is that AI has human bias.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Everyone else has bias.
I would have never thought that, because you think like technology is
so
why
smart. Not? Because it's being made by a biased man.
Exactly.
I mean, men are biased, so they're going to create a app or a AI that's going to reflect them.
All it's doing is collecting data and word sentences and stringing them together and populating what's next. But if you're looking at a certain type of person who has a certain bias, all of a sudden you have a racist computer, or you have
crazy
a computer who's a womanizer.
That's scary.
It is. So we have to use our own brains to use it as a tool, but not for everything. So
everyone on some level has some type of biases because of the way that they were raised, the way that they were taught, the different things that
regionally, wherever we are,
everything demographically, culturally.
Yes,
there are a lot of biases. That's the whole goal, is transitioning out of the biases and seeing everybody equal.
Yes,
but how do you do that with a computer?
They're not.
How are they going to ever get to the point that they can reason to the point that, without using biasness?
At least we're starting those conversations. We're acknowledging it, and we're not just not realizing it. Because I would have never thought that. Because you're always just taught that computers are super smart. But they're not.
They're made.
Everything's human made.
Made by man.
Yes.
Made. They're made.
That's not the title of the show.
They're man-made.
They're man-made.
They're man-made.
So
different biases for different things.
It is. It was so interesting, and I wanted to just throw that out to the universe.
Speaking of biases.
Yes.
This gentleman that we have on here would probably be typically stereotyped biasly.
Yes, the whole industry.
Has a bias view for the most part.
So let's jump into introductions.
Let's jump in. So our mover
and a shaker,
mover and shaker of today.
Trying to set the scene here. We have Warden John Lenkey.
Yes.
You don't know.
Welcome. Fayette County Warden. Welcome to the show.
The prison. It would be jail.
Jail.
It's jail.
Yes.
It's jail.
This is considered the jail.
It's the jail. I was there. I've been there. I was at the old one.
Oh, geez.
I got to tour the new one.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Amazing. It was so funny. I was with my crew, my staff, and when we did the tour, this is a true statement, Rick. When we did the tour, I said, I would love to stay here. And they said, we're glad you do, because no one else. But from a perspective of someone that has been in jail, coming from the old Fayette County prison to the new one, it's a beautiful. It's like a resort. Coming from. I'm not being funny. Literally,
No, I know.
I'm saying
I toured it as well.
coming from Fayette County Jail, the old county jail, to the new one is like night and day.
And just quick plug before we go, if you're on our YouTube watching us right now, also Squirrel, we have a YouTube Fayette TV tour that you gave of the jail. So interesting. So if you want a little follow up to this episode, feel free to watch that. But,
So the stigma I'm talking about is that being a warden.
yes.
That's a stigma. We watch all these shows, The Rock and, Shankshaw Redemption. Shanshaw.
That redemption.
The redemption.
Yeah, that one.
And the warden gets such a bad rap in every movie, and it's pretty crazy.
And you're always smiling every time I see you. Right now, there it is.
He's a happy guy.
Look, I don't have anything to be. Look, you could wake up every morning. You could be in a good mood, or you could be in a bad mood. And I just choose a good mood.
That's awesome.
So what is your why then? Why do you wake up and do this? How long have you been our warden?
I think it's coming up on 4 years now that I've been a warden. I've been in corrections though for over 20 years now total. I've worked at SCI Green, SCI Fayette, and now Fayette County. So
20 years.
Over 20.
Over 20?
Mm-hmm.
So why have you chose to stay in so long and move up in the ladder?
That's a good question. Originally, I think I did it because it was a job, plain and simple. I was never in a position really to make a huge difference in my entire career. As far as when I say making a difference, I mean making a difference inside
Understood.
the walls.
Understood.
Okay? I was there to do a job, get through my day, and go home. And just to make a long story short, I would say over the past 2 years, is when everything changed. So when how can I put this? Well, I knew this jail was opening up, okay, and it was over a 2 year point, and I didn't want it to just be a new building with the same old. I thought that there was a different way to do this, a better way to do this that would benefit not just the community, not just the inmates, and not just myself. Because it's easy to benefit yourself as a warden. You run the jail as tight as you can. You keep them locked down as much as you can. You make them follow rules as much as you can. It makes your job a lot easier in most cases, but it's definitely a selfish endeavor, and there's no hope in that at all for anyone.
Right. Understood.
So I think it was hit me. I heard a quote. I forget, maybe Rumi. I can't remember who it was, but I knew I needed to do something because my personal life wasn't bad at all, but I wasn't satisfied whatsoever. I needed to do something. And I heard the quote. It stuck with me. It said that yesterday I thought I was smart and I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. And I think with that,
It speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with that, I went home and I thought about everything that I was doing that was holding me back in life. And I realized that, look, you're nowhere near who you could be. You could be so much more. You could be a better person, better husband, better warden, better friend, better everything. And it's like, okay, so what are you doing
Right.
that you shouldn't be doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to change? And let's start there. What am I going to change that I would change?
Right.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things that I'm not going to change that, even though I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Oh, we all
Yes.
have that.
But a lot of the things that I could change, that I would change, that I did. And I started doing it, and it really took some deep thinking, to reflect on yourself, because most of the problems in your life
It's from you.
Oh, it's absolutely
from
from you.
you. You're not a victim. And,
No.
and we live in a society that has a victim mentality.
Yes.
When you really realize that you're not a victim of anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're blaming someone else, you have a long journey to go.
You really do.
If you're blaming yourself, you're halfway there.
Yes.
And when you're blaming no one, you've
made
reached
it.
your destination.
100%.
And that's just
So you feel that right now? I mean, you feel that you're the best version of yourself?
absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I'm the best version that I've ever been.
Understood.
Because I don't compare myself to other people.
Of course.
It's useless.
It is.
But I do compare myself to who I was a week ago, a month ago. I don't say who I was yesterday.
Understood.
Obviously, you're not going to change for the better every day. That's my intent.
Correct.
But I'm realistic.
Understood.
Okay, I have bad days. I have good days. But I could seriously look back 6 months from now and say I'm way further
Understood.
now than I was 6 months ago. You know what I mean? On
That
all those
speaks
fronts.
volumes.
It does.
That's personal growth as a man.
And again, like you
husband.
said, realistic, not just
Yeah.
shooting for the stars.
I mean,
it's an
you have-
everyday journey.
Yeah, you have to be realistic. I mean, and that's what I just starting a group too in the jail. It's self-awareness, reflection,
Right.
motivation. So I come from a not so easy place in life, and I'm here now. And not saying I'm at the pinnacle of
Right, of course.
but
Of course.
I'm at the pinnacle of where I've come
Right,
along my
right.
journey. Would I have made changes in my life if I had it to do over again? Who cares?
Right.
I don't know.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Understood
It doesn't
completely.
matter.
It doesn't.
The past is nothing more than a rope around your neck.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
The present is all that matters. What we do.
Staying
right
in the now. Staying
Right now in
the
this
now.
moment, Terry. This
Right.
is it.
This is all we
that
have.
matters.
This is all we have.
The past is just brought up thoughts. The future is just anticipated what we think. This is it.
Yeah.
Right today. what
This
we do.
moment we have right now.
And I think it's,
And segue into it is, you don't judge a book by its cover, and a lot of people don't know, because there's so much data indicating that the minorities have a very big population in the jail system, in prison. Ironically, I'm from Brownsville, so I graduated from Brownsville High School, but old stomping ground was Hunter's Ridge, Simpson Manor, actually, when I was growing up.
I'm familiar.
And a lot of people don't know that you actually lived in a culture in the projects, if you will, which probably was about 98% minority, that they would have no clue that you actually was raised in the projects, literally.
Yeah, single mother, Hunter's Ridge, I think till I was 9 or 10. And then once we moved
Right.
from Hunter's Ridge, the comical thing is I moved like 300 yards away into a trailer. So I could still play with all my friends at
Right.
Hunter's Ridge. I just walk into the Jacks. You know what I mean? I could just walk right from my yard in.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we moved out of there and we moved to a little ways away, closer to Brownsville, a place called Coal Hill.
I know exactly where Coal Hill
Below
is.
Coal Hill Tavern Bar. We moved in there into another trailer.
Right, right.
Yeah. My mother and I. And yeah, that was.
So stereotypes, stigmas, I mean, we could, the trailer, the projects, we create all these biases concerning these things. And that is so not, since I've gotten to meet you, it's so not who you are.
No, I didn't know that until this morning. And again, not that I was thinking like, I wonder how he grew up when he was
He's a
little.
great guy.
But
he's
yeah,
a
it's
great guy.
interesting.
And speaking of your why and everything, you've been a warden for how long?
almost 4 years now.
4 years.
Mhm.
What is the biggest challenge as a warden? As a warden, what do you feel the biggest challenge is concerning being in the position of authority such as that?
I would say,
So if you were talking to a younger man that had aspirations of being a warden, what would you say to him in that way? I mean,
I would
if you
say-
could.
I think the hardest thing that I fight in a day, or just the main problem, I would have to say it's realizing that most of the problems are my fault. I think that would be the hardest thing to do, would would be my fault.
Understood.
Self-awareness. If you have if you have a team that isn't productive or producing as much as they could be, it's usually a leadership problem.
Correct.
Okay, so if there's any problems in the jail, most bosses have an ego, okay, and I do as well. I'm not saying I don't.
Understood.
Okay, but you have to realize that is like you're in charge, but it isn't about being boss. It's about taking care of the ones in your charge.
Understood.
So I was too focused on looking at outcomes of assaults, recidivist rates, how staff's doing, how this is doing. And I was trying to make everyone around me happy. And that's impossible.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
that's a huge mistake. That was a
Yes.
fault of mine that I've cleared up. Because it isn't as if I talk to inmates every single day. I'm on the pods every day talking to them. I do my
Right.
rounds, but I don't spend hours with them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So my job is basically I'm taking care of my managers who take care of my managers
makes
who take
sense.
care of my people.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's my job.
Correct.
Is to take care of my people so they can take care of them, they can take care of their people, and so forth. And I think giving a lot more responsibility to my staff so they get fulfillment at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Rather than being a part of a team. Like, okay, for instance, if you want something done, okay, and let's say you're in charge, Terry.
Mhm.
Okay, so I come to you and I say, Terry, what do you need? And you say, listen, I want you to take those 3 guys and I want you to dig a hole. Okay,
Right.
3 feet deep by 3 feet wide. Okay, and I say, okay. So I don't go to my team and say, okay, we got to take these shovels, go over here and dig a hole 3 feet deep by 3
Right.
foot wide.
Right.
Okay, what that is I would go to them and I would say, guys, this is what we need to have done. How do you want to go about doing it? So now they have something in it. It was
That's
part of their
correct.
plan.
That's-
Okay, so it's still my plan.
100%.
But now they feel important. I feel important, and I come back to you and I say, listen, there it is. If you don't like the plan,
Correct.
okay, whatever. But that's how
You delegated to them and they figured out how to do it in the way that they seen fit, but got it done anyway. They got the job done.
With a sense of value, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely, because everybody has something in it that they have contributed something. So it's more meaningful. There's some fulfillment at the end of the
100%.
day. And in corrections, that's something that you don't see a lot of. Corrections is just, you get noticed when you do something wrong, and
Right.
as long as you're doing something right, it could be 10 years. Nobody said anything to you.
And that feels terrible.
But
That feels terrible.
It's really, I don't want to jump ahead or anything, but it's really a problem with the inmate population, though.
Yes.
So that's one of the biggest things. Look, it's amazing how little. I mean, the tiniest amount of, I don't want to say motivation, for a lack of a better word, recognition
Correct.
to them. It takes so little recognition to go so far to where I say, okay, E-pod, B-pod, whatever pod it would
Correct.
be, and say, you guys have not had a misconduct nor a fight for a month. That is impressive. I'm giving you extra rec. I'm giving.
That makes a big difference.
You know what I mean? We're going to order pizza, whatever it may be.
You're rewarding them for their conduct.
Right.
And that does
Of
huge
being-
for mental. If you're always told you're nothing and you're garbage and there's no hope for you, they'll believe it.
Well, that's what they get all the time, and they
Yes.
start believing it.
Right.
And that's what I try to talk to them a lot. I have a lot of personal conversations with a lot of different inmates. It's like, look, man, it's like you're. How can I put it? You're at the lowest of low right now.
Right.
This is it. This is your version of your hell.
Right.
You were in prison. Okay. You're here. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to write grievances and complain about an extra portion of food.
Right.
Okay. And complain about how tough you have it, how bad you had it, how tough your growing up was, all your friends, your neighborhoods. It's like, what there's no utility in that.
Right. No, not at all.
It's like, what are you going to do?
All that energy.
Yeah, you going to dig a deeper hole?
Right.
Or are you going to say, okay, I'm going to aim up now. I'm going to come out of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to make my life, I'm going to do something about this. It's like you could sit there and keep digging it. And I mean, and no one wants to be around a person that's woe is me.
no.
We all have friends. We all know
You
people.
see them coming. Oh, my goodness. Here
it's
they
so
come.
just when you're done talking to them, you're just done.
Yes.
The energy is just,
You're just spent. You're spent. You're
You know,
spent. Yes.
and they blame everybody else but themselves.
Right.
You try to correct somebody's behavior, and I know a lot of people are like this, and you try to correct their behavior, and they say, well, so-and-so does this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, tattletale.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, we know this. We know this. It's like if you got a friend and you go up to him and you say, hey, Ash, look, I'm going through a problem. I have a bad issue right now. And the first thing you say is, oh, tell me about it.
Right,
I
right.
got the same problem.
Yes.
Or even worse, I got a friend who went through that. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like, I'm done talking to you.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
not, you know what I mean? And,
Yes.
and then you want to go do something. Or why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Right.
Why did you do it's like, well, why not?
Right.
It's like-
100%.
and I love all the people that tell me that I can't do it because I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I eat it up. Tell
I
me
love
I
it too.
can't do
Yes.
something. I God
Same.
want it.
I get it.
Keep it
Yes.
coming, man. You know what I mean? And all those people that stand in my way, it's great because now at least I know who my friends aren't.
You
Yes.
do. You do know.
It's great.
They're putting their limitations on you.
Yeah. So going back to what you said, why I do
Right.
this and why I'm changing the way we do things in jail, and I'm hopefully Fayette County is going to be a trendsetter
Correct.
for other jails to follow. And I'm not saying we're some shining beacon of light for everyone and everyone else is doing it wrong. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying we're looking to do something different because what we've been doing, listen, recidivist rates are getting higher and higher.
Right.
Obviously, something needs to be changed.
Correct.
Yes. And you've done something
And you-
huge.
We have.
Rick?
Yes.
We're using it.
Go ahead.
The Ignite program is
Yes.
coming to Fayette.
Yeah.
And Ignite stands for Inmate Growth Naturally, Intentionally Through Education.
Correct.
Woo! And it's so beautiful. First of all, intentionally, and that's your word of the year.
That's my word of the year.
So
I
here
do
it is.
everything intentional to be a better person, better father, a better boss,
Yes.
just better. Every day I get up intentionally to do better than I did yesterday.
And I think that is a huge
We
statement.
have a lot in common there.
100%.
Well, I mean, it's like, what do you look? You could tell people this, but you know, and I heard, I can't remember who said this or I read this somewhere. It's like, it's very deep. I don't know who it was, but they said that as a man, which would be women too, but it's
Correct.
just worded it. As a man, you're not just responsible for your actions, but you're responsible for the actions of every other man. And it's like,
Yes,
that's deep, but
it is. It's reality.
Your actions affect
Everybody.
everyone.
Yep.
It's a butterfly effect.
Yes, you have to want to be if you're just contribute to society and you're the best person you could be. Look,
It's infectious.
it absolutely is. You could take, and that's the whole thing with this Ignite program, as we're about to get into a little bit. It is a curriculum-based program. Okay, which brings a lot of programs in for inmate growth, just like it's stated. Okay, to give them some education, keep them busy, keep them motivated towards a better future. It's spending time rather than to become worse or stasis.
Understood.
Okay, because there's no stasis in there. You're either getting
Right.
worse or you're getting better.
Right.
And that's just in life.
Yes.
So it's to change the environment. So I said this, I think, at the Ignite thing. It's like, look, you could take a bad person and put them in a good environment, and they will do bad things.
They definitely will.
Okay. And you take a bad person and put them in a good environment, they will do good things.
Yes.
You are a product of your environment. I don't care. That's why I say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
100%.
No question about that.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're trying to make the environment in which it's a positive environment. It's a rich environment and where there's opportunity, there's fulfillment, there's reward. You know what I mean?
It's amazing.
All that stuff. And it's so important because, look, you would not believe. I was skeptical,
Understood.
okay? Because this was a big thing for me. I didn't know what I wanted to change.
Right.
But when Sheriff Custer brought this to me, I'm like, man, I don't know. It sounds like it's just another program that doesn't work.
Right.
You know, and I'm not saying programs don't work.
Understood completely. I understand.
What I'm saying is work extremely well.
Correct.
Okay? It's like because you come in and you do a program. Okay? They do a program for 2 weeks. You got 20 hours in this program in 4 weeks. Okay? So
That's not a big enough impression.
Oh.
let's just say you were doing a job for 15 years. Now you get promoted. Now you're in a job where I don't care if you do your job well. I need
Right.
you to be a leader. You don't need to do that job anymore.
Right.
Okay, so don't worry, Terry. We're going to send you to 40 hours training leadership.
Right.
It's like, okay, 40 hours, boom, you're a leader. It don't work like
It
that.
definitely does not work like that. It doesn't.
Leadership's a skill that's practiced.
It's a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, you never stop learning. I
Correct.
mean, you know, and so we are. I know this sounds crazy, but we're creating leaders within there. So just like with your staff, so you take, let's say, 10%. Your 10% of your workers are high. They're just high motivated people. Okay, they're willing to take the first step and everything. Then you have a huge group. They won't take the first step, but they're sure to
Right,
follow.
right.
And then you have the other half that we pay just enough that they don't quit and they do just enough not to get
Understood.
fired. Right. So if you just focus on that 10%, that's all you need to do.
Correct.
'Cause
100%.
They'll bring everybody else with them.
Yes, they
Because
will.
you can't. It's like kids won't listen to their parents, but they'll listen to their neighbor Ed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's true. That's true.
But we're looking to do that with the
That's
inmates.
amazing.
Yeah, they're all trying to lead, set an example. So it's really good stuff.
So you've been doing it how long now?
We have been working on the program for almost a year now.
Understood.
Waiting to launch it. We just launched the actual program 2 weeks ago, I believe. We have 8 members so far. We're screening
awesome.
them. It depends on how many hours. There's guys with the educational programs. Not going to get into specific names of the programs.
Right, of course.
But these programs, that some have logged over 200 hours. You have guys.
That's
in there,
amazing.
You have guys in there doing algebra.
That's amazing.
And there's going to be real graduations, correct?
Yeah, so-
caps and gowns.
Yes. So, like, let's just say, so my program's 6 weeks. Okay.
Right.
My group's 6 weeks. Then the United Bank will be coming in. They'll be doing financial literacy. Let's say we have Serator. They'll come in to do cleaning, such as janitorial services. Summit Group, they're doing food service. Get your serve safe. So
Nice.
once they complete these programs, we're going to have a graduation in our facility where there'll be caps and gowns. They'll be able to invite a family member that they can touch and hug and speak to.
That's awesome.
So their mother or dad or whoever it may be can watch them
That makes a
graduate.
difference.
It's so powerful.
That empowers them. And once they get into the Ignite program, they go from their oranges.
Yeah, they go into a blue.
That's awesome.
So you have
that makes you feel great
oh, I can guarantee.
because everybody looks the
It's
same
a
in there.
promotion.
Yeah, well, not now.
That's awesome.
Everything we do is built off a meritocracy program. So I don't give anything to anyone.
Yeah,
Right.
earn
Nothing.
it. That's how
earn it.
life is.
They earn it.
That's how
Exactly.
life is.
So-
And that's life.
You start on this pod, and if you want to make it to at night, you got to go through. You got to stay misconduct free. You
That's
have to complete
awesome.
this. You have to do this. You have to do this. I don't even let them out. I don't even want them on a pod for rec unless their bunks made and their cells clean.
That's good.
You have
Discipline's everything in life.
Come on, if you can't make your bed in the morning and your room's not clean or your house isn't in order, look, you can't.
Your
help
life
anyone.
won't be in order.
Absolutely.
It's a reflection of you.
Absolutely. What was that movie? Remember the movie where the guy took the pill and it made him real smart? Bradley Cooper was in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Limitless.
Limitless. Did you ever see that?
No.
So he took this pill. You've seen it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Ricky? He took his pill and it made him just super smart. He went
Right.
from a loser to a millionaire, a senator. You know, it just makes you think so clear, so smart. Well, in the movie, Limitless, it was a great movie. If you remember, the first thing that he did, you remember that? He cleaned his apartment. Remember?
Right.
That's the
Wow.
first thing he did when he took that pill, because his apartment was a mess.
Right,
Clothes everywhere, it was
right.
filthy. The first thing he did, he cleaned his apartment, spotless. And then he went on to make millions. But the first thing he did, it's
Clean.
interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things you don't see, but I noticed that. Mhm.
I love all of this to say that you're being so kind to all of your inmates. And when necessary, you're not just giving it, but they're earning it. They're earning your kindness.
I'm giving them the opportunity to earn it.
There you go.
That's all I'm doing. They're doing it themselves. Yep.
You're a pioneer in the community, a pioneer in the industry of the jail.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about the first graduation.
Cannot wait
Well,
to
you guys
have
are
you
invited.
back.
Oh, I want to be
To
there
have
so
you
much.
back.
I'm the
So you
biggest
can
cheerleader.
actually start telling us all the success stories
Yes.
Yeah.
that you have, because there's going to be a lot of them.
Yeah, and
There's
maybe
going to be so many.
even one of
success
those
stories.
graduates one day when they're
100%.
in a good position.
We're very hopeful.
Yeah. So
I mean,
we're waiting.
you're doing things that no other community is doing as far as a jail. I mean, there's not many even in the United States that's doing this. I mean, you're definitely progressive at this.
Yes.
And we thank you for all that you do.
Yes. Thank you for being
taking
here.
your time with us.
Thank you guys. It's a great opportunity, man.
And be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind. Be kind to your neighbor.
Right.
Be kind to Rick.
That's right. Please. Please.
Rick
Well,
is kind.
Rick is kind.
He's got a whole hashtag.
He
That's
definitely
right.
does.
I do.
Well,
Hashtag Rick
Ash, I love you.
I love you.
I love you, Rick.
Love you.
We love Fayette County,
We do.
Absolutely.
and we will see you next
See you next time. Another Monday.
If you get up,